All right, let's talk about something that sounds, well, maybe a little dry. Organizational structures. Org charts, reporting lines. But what if I told you these aren't just boring diagrams? Nope. They're actually the secret blueprints that decide whether a company fires on all cylinders or just collapses into chaos. Let's dig in.
So let's just cut to the chase with the biggest question of all. Why even bother? I mean, in a world that moves this fast, doesn't all this structure just get in the way and slow everything down? It's a totally fair question. And the answer? Well, it's super simple and also incredibly important. And there it is, right there. This one line really gets to the heart of it. Without some kind of plan for how people are supposed to work together, you don't get creativity and freedom, you get total, utter chaos. And that kind of chaos means blown deadlines, wasted money, and a whole lot of frustrated people.
So in this first section, let's break down what organizing actually means. Think of it like this. It's the magic trick that turns a massive, completely overwhelming goal, like, say, building a skyscraper, into something that's actually manageable and makes sense.
Just picture this for a second. You're on a big construction project, and two of your quantity surveyors are measuring the exact same set of drawings. At the same time, nobody told them otherwise. That's twice the work for zero extra benefit. It's a perfect real-world example of a system completely breaking down, and that's exactly the kind of mess a good structure is supposed to prevent.
So really, the whole point of a good structure is clarity. It's about taking that giant pie of work and slicing it into specific jobs. It's about handing out a checklist so everyone knows exactly what they're responsible for. It establishes who's in charge of what, and ultimately, it makes sure your best people and your resources are being used effectively, not just being wasted.
Okay, so to really get where we are now, we have to take a quick look back at where we started. These are the old-school blueprints, the first real attempts to bring some order to the business world.
And the most classic design of all is the functional structure. The logic is simple and honestly pretty smart. You group the experts together. All the accountants are in finance, all the engineers are in engineering. This is awesome for building deep, specialized skills, but it has one huge, glaring problem.
And this is it, the silo effect. See, when you put people in boxes based only on their job title, those boxes can become insulated little worlds. The finance team starts to lose track of what engineering is up to, they start focusing on their own little goals, and pretty soon they stop talking to each other. The whole company mission gets lost.
Which brings us right to the main event for any modern company. If that old way of doing things creates these massive walls between departments, how in the world do you tear them down? How do you get everyone to actually talk, coordinate, and work together?
Well, the answer is in our third section, the modern, much more flexible models that are built from the ground up for speed and teamwork. Let's check them out.
First up, we've got the team structure. And here, the whole game changes. The main building block of the company isn't the department anymore. It's the team. The whole organization is basically just a collection of these specialized work groups put together to crush specific projects. It's a totally different way of thinking.
And this chart shows you exactly how it works. You've got your core team with your essential specialists, and then a support team bringing in other skills. But look, they're not in separate departments. They're all pulled together under one project manager. That means everybody is rowing in the same direction at the same time.
Now, the upside of this is huge. Your people feel way more involved, way more empowered. And those silos, they start to disappear. But there's a flip side. You lose that old clear-cut chain of command, which can feel a little messy. And there's a ton of pressure on the teams to deliver without a boss constantly looking over their shoulder.
Okay, next up is a big one, especially in construction and tech, the matrix structure. Think of it as a hybrid. It keeps the old functional departments, but it also pulls people from those departments to work on projects. And that leads to its most famous feature. Employees often have two bosses. Yeah, you heard that right.
Let's make this super real. A site quantity surveyor is living this every day. For their daily tasks on the job site, what needs to get done by Friday, they report to the project manager. But for things like professional standards, training, and their career path, they report back to the commercial director at the main office. It's a constant balancing act.
So the matrix is incredibly fluid. It's flexible. You can make decisions way faster at the project level, but all that flexibility has a price. It's really complex to manage. And let's be honest, when you've got two bosses pulling you in different directions, you're going to get some conflict. It takes amazing communication to make this work.
Okay, so we've torn down the walls inside the company. But what if we went
even bigger? What if we could just get rid of the outside walls of the company altogether? That's the wild idea behind this next set of structures.
Say hello to the boundaryless organization. The idea here is pretty radical. Ultimate flexibility. This kind of structure isn't limited by departments or by who's higher up on the food chain or even by the four walls of the office. The whole philosophy is to find the absolute best person for the job, period. And it doesn't matter if they're a full-time employee, a freelancer in another country, or even another company.
And this can look a few different ways. A virtual setup is like a movie production. You bring in a specialized crew for one project, and then they disband. A hollow organization is one that focuses on its superpower, say designing amazing shoes, and outsources everything else. And a network structure acts like a central hub, coordinating a whole web of outside partners.
This slide gives you a great picture of that network idea. You've got that central company, and it's acting like the conductor of an orchestra. It's coordinating a design firm here, a manufacturing partner there, maybe a whole team of freelance marketers. The job isn't to command people, it's to manage relationships and collaborate.
So we've looked at all these different charts and reporting lines. But for our last section, let's zoom out to something even bigger. What if the best structure isn't a structure at all? What if it's actually a culture?
This is the idea behind a learning organization. And this is not another diagram for a whiteboard. It's a company that is fundamentally built to learn. It encourages people to try new things, it learns from its mistakes, and, this is the key, it actually changes based on what it finds out. It's a system that's designed to constantly get better.
And that kind of leaves us with one final big question to think about. We've gone from rigid top-down pyramids to these fluid, boundaryless networks. But maybe the real goal isn't to find that one perfect org chart. Maybe the real challenge is building a mindset of learning and collaboration that can succeed no matter what the diagrams on the paper look like.